Hello everyone, welcome to this week's special presentation. My name is Jerry D'Ambrosio, Senior Instructor with VectorVest. I'm really excited about today's presentation. I hope you are. We're all looking for that trading system that consistently makes us money year in and year out. Sometimes we go through a campaign and we give back 15-20% of our portfolio value in, let's just say, a few months, and that's a little bit more for us to handle. We abandon ship and look to regroup and take advantage of what the market is giving us at that time. What I'm about to show you here today is a trading system that we've talked about and presented a number of times over the last few years, and it just continues to perform exceptionally well no matter the market condition. I'm going to move us from the home page. I'm going to go to the VectorVest views, and I'm going to go to the Strategy of the Week viewer. This here is a directory of all of our special presentations and strategies of the weeks over the last 20 years. And I'm going to scroll down here to July of 2014 and July 3rd of 2014 specifically. And you see the title of that special presentation was Star Search. We introduced this trading system. I'm going to click on Star Search. We can go down here to the strategy section. The Star Search stock selection strategy was developed by a good friend of VectorVest, Dr. Barbara Starr. I'm going to briefly review that stock selection method here for you guys in a second. You can also see that we revisited that search over the next couple of weeks, and what we did is we developed a trading plan, a system of when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell, revolving around that Star Search technique. The trading system was first introduced on July 18th of 2014, and we revisited it back on December 18th of 2015. Title was Cruising in the Fast Lane, and that was just simply an update on how well that trading system did from July of 14 to December of 18. And folks, I'm here again to tell you that just like the title of this special presentation this week, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. And the Star Search methodology and the Star Search trading system continues to perform well even through very difficult market conditions like we've seen in 2016. So the first thing again I want to do before I get into the results of some of the back tests that I've conducted is go through the stock selection method first. So let me click on graphs here, and I have a graph GPN loaded here, and we're looking at most of this year, February of 2016 to the end of last month, June 2016, and I have the Star Search layout on the graph. And let me talk about the indicators that we see here. Price of the stock, of course, at the top here in candlesticks. The bottom indicator is a 20-day DPO, detrended price oscillator. And the envelopes, or the bands, that you see up at the top are Bollinger Bands. Okay, Bollinger Bands is a technical analysis indicator that measures volatility in the stock, and we're looking at a 20-period look back for both of these bands. But the white bands, the outer bands, use 3 standard deviations from price, and the middle bands, or the inner bands, the yellow bands, use a 1 standard deviation. Okay, and what this search is looking for, ideally, is a period of low volatility. So when these bands contract, and you can see it did so back here in March and April, the bands contracted. You can see here, just looking simply at price, that this was a period of low volatility. Okay, we can all see that. On this day, March 29th, a few things happened, and a few things triggered an entry into this trade. The first thing is the price of the stock broke through the upper middle band, the 1 standard deviation upper band. You could see price on that day, really big explosive move after this long period of low volatility. Also on that day, the detrended price oscillator crossed. That, folks, is our signal. That's our trigger to enter into this trade. And if I go to Unisearch just quickly and open up the Pro Trader folder, by the way, this search, Star Search, does require the Pro Trader add-on module. Now, we put a link in the VectorVest views for you guys today, so you can take out a free 2-week trial to the Pro Trader. Try out Star Search for yourself, along with all of the other technical analysis features that we have inside this folder. As you can see, star search is right here, and the exact criteria that I explained on that graph is right here in the search itself. So again, we're looking for the 20-day DPO to cross above the 0 line, and we're also looking for price to have crossed above that upper 1 standard deviation band within the last couple of days. Simply looking at price greater than 5, average volume greater than 500,000 shares, and we didn't want any ETFs to come up in our results. So pretty simple technique, but very effective. And in the previous strategy of the week presentations, we kind of designed a trading system. And I'm going to show you those results, but what we're looking for and what we ideally want to have happen after that breakout is the price of the stock to remain in what we called the fast lane. It's the lane in between the upper 3 standard deviation Bollinger Band and the upper 1 standard deviation Bollinger Band. And you can really see here graphically what those Bollinger Bands do. They provide lanes. They provide trading lanes, and once that breakout occurred, you could see that the price of the stock remained in that trading lane, in that fast lane, for quite some time. So a really nice trading opportunity here after, again, low periods of volatility, a nice breakout. In fact, if I put volume on, you can see, I know it's tough here, but you can see that spike, that breakout occurred on higher than average volume. Okay, let's look at another one. I'm going to put back the 20-day DPO. I'm going to take off volume. Another example is ESRX. Okay, not as picture perfect, but you can see here. Let me zoom in so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so during this time, April, March, February of 2016, the bands were contracting. You could see that the inner bands and the upper bands were contracting. So this was a period here of low volatility. What happened on this day? The price of the stock broke through that upper 1 standard deviation band, and the detrended price oscillator also turned bullish as well. Price of the stock for the most part then started to go up. Volatility increased, and that's evident by the bands expanding. So rule of thumb here with Bollinger Bands, if you see the Bollinger Bands contracting like we see here, those represent periods of low volatility. Expanding bands, bands that create separation from each other, now you're starting to see some higher volatility. Volatility starting to pick up a little bit. And you can see even here, another example actually. A couple of examples here with this one stock over the last 5 months. Here would have been an entry, right, on April 7th. Price of the stock crossed above the upper 1 standard deviation band. DPO turned bullish. Those are the two criteria. Stock is above $5, so it would have been returned on that day. Stock stays in the trading lane, in the fast lane, for quite some time, starts to pull back, enters into the middle lane, and you're starting to think about taking profits at that point. We had another entry right here, actually a day before. Low periods of low volatility, right? Not a very long time, but the bands after their expansion began to contract and converge towards each other again. We can see that. You got that breakout in price. You got the DPO above 0. Price stays in that upper trading lane for quite some time as well. Another situation where you got a breakout was here, and you could see the band start to expand as volatility increases. So that is the stock selection method. Very simple, folks. What we're looking for, again, ideally is that contraction of the Bollinger Bands, then a breakout, ideally on higher than average volume, and that breakout sure was on higher than average volume there. Okay, looked like volume was starting to increase heading in to this breakout here as well. So that's the stock selection method. I'm going to now show you and update you guys on the trading system itself and how effective it's been, not only for the past 3 or 4 years, but in the more recent history as well. So let me go to the backtester. And what I did was I created and ran campaigns. Somewhat of a stress test, because what I did was I started, and this was the initial start date back when we first presented this in July of 2014. Start date was way back in 2012, November 29th of 2012. You can see from November 29th of 2012 to the close of yesterday, 142% gain, 61% winners, a 39% annualized rate of return, and only an 11% drawdown. Okay, not bad. So I talked earlier about how we're in a campaign and your portfolio starts to give back 15, 20%, 25%, and you're starting to panic and you don't want to give back too much, so you regroup and look to re-enter the market with a search or strategy or a trading system that's performing well at that point in time. And folks, I'm here to tell you that this trading system using the star search stock selection method performs well over any given time period. The reason why I know that is the following campaigns here, the following runs, were started on each consecutive DEW up signal after that first one on July 29th. The timing system that is used is the DEW timing system. Okay? That is our when to buy. Our what to buy is the stock selection method, which is of course star search. And if I click on edit here, what I did was I used a 10% trailing stop and maintained 5 positions, automatically replacing closed positions as long as we were in a DEW up signal. Okay, so those are the rules for this trading system. So I created 19 runs, and I'm going to scroll down just so you guys can see this. Again, each campaign, each backtest starting on a DEW up signal. Of the 19 runs, 18 of them were winners, one small little losing run here. The averaged annualized rate of return was 19%. The percentage of winning trades was 63%. And this is the one thing I think I love about this trading system the most, is the average maximum drawdown was 9%, less than 10%. So I think during the course of a campaign, we should all be able to live with a 9% drawdown as the most that you give back during a campaign. So 19% annualized, 63% winners, 9% drawdown. Very solid trading system here, folks. And look at what it's done basically this year. We spent the first couple of months in cash. Why? Because we had a DEW down signal during that time. We got an up signal on February 22nd. You could see we started to buy stocks on that day. Really nice equity curve. And again, since December 18th, 14% gain, 24% annualized with only a 5% drawdown and 75% winning trades. By the way, folks, during this same time period, December 18th of 15 to the close of yesterday, the VectorVest composite only went up about 7%. So we outperformed the market here with the star search trading system by a factor of 2, and it has done very well again this year. Okay, folks, one more thing I want to leave you guys with. I'm going to go to December 18th, cruising in the fast lane. If I double click on that, if I scroll down here, you could see to view the settings for this backtest, click here. So even though the date here says December 18th, I didn't change the trading system at all. So you can just simply click on this link here. It'll open up the settings for the backtest so you can recreate the backtest yourself. I did go through a few of the settings right here in the backtester. If I go to customize trading system, you could see DEW. It was the market timing system that we used. Also, folks, in this tool, you do need the auto timer add-on module to be able to backtest using market timing. Give our support department a call there too, and we'll set up a free 2-week trial to the auto timer as well. Both tools, the Pro Trader tool and the auto timer tool, come with your real-time subscription if you have real-time. Automation rules for the up situation. Again, we're using the star search. Stop criteria. Here I used a simple 10% trailing stop. Maintain 5 positions, automatically replaced closed positions as long as we were remaining in a DEW up signal. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed today's presentation. just a little reminder of how well this stock selection methodology is working, has continued to work even from July of 2014 when we first presented it. So hope you have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see everybody next week.